Hi everyone, this is day 15 and the beginning of our part 3 of the challenge. So for the next 7 days, we'll be covering about what's on the menu. It's all about diabetes diet, diabetes food. What should we eat? What kind, how can we measure our food? What's good for our health? So for today, for day 15, what we will be covering is the four components of diabetes diet. What are the four components of diabetes diet? So before we go to the four components of diabetes diet, I just want to cover the basics of what's diabetes diet. So diabetes management incorporates many things. The first and the most crucial is eating the right food in the right amount to control our blood glucose without compromising our body's nutritional need. And diabetic diet simply means eating the healthiest food at a moderate amount and sticking to a regular meal time. So on the second, on the second sentence, the three things we have to pay attention is eating a healthy food and a moderate amount and sticking to a regular meal time. Those are the three things we should focus. A diabetic diet is a very healthy eating plan that naturally is rich in nutrients and low in fat and calories. In fact, diabetes diet is the best eating plan for almost for everyone. It's not really a diet. It's like more of a meal plan. So what are the four components of diabetes diet? So the first one, which is, D stands for discover foods that can, raise your blood glucose. Is this food gonna increase my blood glucose? When we pick the food to eat, we have to know if that food is going to raise your blood glucose. If that's the case, just avoid it. If it's not, you stick with it. And also, the I stands for increasing physical activity. So for every food we eat, that has to balance, to burn the calories. Our physical activity has to match, like the intake and the output really has to match so we don't gain weight. E stands for eating plan and the emotions. What is the relationship we have with our food? Are we an emotional eaters? Do we have any eating plan? When we get sick, when we get sad, when we get happy, do we really have an eating plan so we don't become an emotional eaters? And the T stands for think portion. Portion control is the key when you deal with diabetes diet. The reason being is we can eat anything and everything in moderation. That's the key. That's why it's important to know portion, our portion. As I previously, went over about the diabetes, the plate method. The plate method is the best way to kind of understand and know our portion, how much we eat. So what are the actions we will be taking today? So the first one is make a list of foods that raises your blood glucose. And also, what's your relationship with food? Do you feel it when you are hungry or full? What is your comforting foods? So knowing when you're full or hungry helps you not to overeat or to overstuff yourself. And also sometimes if we are on our phone watching TV, we can get distracted and we probably won't even understand if when we get full. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes for the brain and the gut to communicate and tell us you're full, you need to stop. So for that, the main, the best thing to do is take your time when you eat and try to minimize screen time while you're eating, so you can pay attention to your food, to your emotions, and also to the sensations. When you feel full, if you're listening to your body, you can know it so easily. And the same thing when you are hungry, if you're not paying attention to your body, after a while your blood sugar can drop. So know and understand the emotions, the relationship you have with food, and also what's your comforting food. Is that do you eat a lot of sweet when you have some type of emotional roller coaster, or do you eat healthy? If you eat healthy, that's perfectly fine. But if you have you eat like, tend to eat a whole lot of like, junk food and foods that's not good for our health or doesn't, benefit our health, so you need to switch them with healthy food. The way to do that is like, stop buying the foods that doesn't benefit your body, the foods you just like, junk foods, and stock up with good, nutritious, the same time, um, tasty snacks. As a diabetic, we can eat anything and everything, as I said, as long as it's in moderation. And also, our food should, of course, should be tasty. We don't have to suffer from, um, taste. So this is the action we'll be taking today. Thank you so much for listening again. Until I see you tomorrow, have a great and blessed day.